So I'm making one of the breakfast dishes. We have omelette and sardines. These are the Portuguese sardines and they come in the sunflower oil or the olive oil. I have both here just to show you. I'll probably just use the sunflower oil. And as in Gambia we eat baguette, so I have these little buns and yeah, I'm just going to put a couple of them in the oven. I'm going to use olive oil to fry the omelette. However, there's no need for you to do that. Go ahead and use any other oil you wish to. Then we're using the eggs, and I have an onion and the scotch bonnet pepper. And the onion and the scotch bonnet pepper are going to go in both of, they're going to go in the eggs and in the sardines. I always like to use parsley in my omelette. I'm not really sure if this is general. I like to. Also, I don't use fresh tomatoes. I don't really like that. If I'm making Spanish omelette, then I would put fresh tomatoes and cheese and so on. But for this, no. And I have salt, lemon and black pepper. Then I also have the vegetable stock cubes because it's the eggs. However, I'm not going to use it today because I don't really like the way this one crumbles. I thought I had the cheaper one which crumbles very powdery. As to this one is slightly sticky, so I won't be using this. I'll just stick to the salt. If you have Maggi or whatever else you want to use and you're happy with it, go ahead and do that. And you could have used the ground black pepper, or you could also use like mixed herbs. I won't be using that. I'm just sticking to the parsley. These are pot bake bread, and you put them in the oven. 8 to 10 minutes should do. The bread is at 11 minutes. I'm just going to switch that off now. And I've just diced the scotch bonnet pepper. I'm just using the one. Half will go on each. I also have the parsley, which I've washed and I've just pat dried with the tissue. And the onions, this is what I do. I soak them in water just to get that really strong bite off. This isn't something that everybody does, I must admit, but I like to do it. So I'm using just the 5 eggs. Wash my hands after doing that. So I've added the scotch bonnet pepper and the parsley, and I've just pinched some onions from there. Again, put it on here, and I've just gone in with the knife just to cut it up a little bit more, and just pat that dry as well, and then pop it in here. That's done. Now just add the salt and black pepper or your seasoning cube. That's done. Just mix that through, and then go ahead and put your oil in your pan. Now, if there's one thing that I don't do is I don't overmix my egg. I like them to still, have that thickness toward them, not to be so runny. Also, the salt, be very careful. If you over salt them, that's what cuts the consistency of their egg. Okay, so now just come to the pan, and this is the pan that I got from Sarah Craft, from Phoenix, and it says not much oil is required. I don't really do omelette with much oil anyway, so I think that should do. So what I've done is just distributed the egg round whilst doing the oil, sorry. So the oil is ready, but I needed to do this quickly. So for the sardine, you just need to put some salt on the onions. By the way, I've just drained off the water. I had a bit too much onion, so I've just taken some out, and I have what I want to use. So put some salt and some lemon, and you just let that pickle for a few minutes. Shake the bottle before doing so. So over here it's at 4 minutes, and I'm frying at a medium high. I think it's hot enough, the pan, so I'm just gonna go ahead with the egg. And what I do here is, before I put the egg in, I always make sure that the oil is evenly distributed. There's not much oil to go in the middle, but that's fine. At least it's all round, not just in one place like so. So just go ahead and do that. If you even need to hold it up whilst pouring the egg in, do so. It's always much better to use a spatula, I think. As you can see, you can scrape off all that egg that could get just over there on the bowl. Also, I believe it breaks up the eggs less than the fork would do. With this pan, this is my first time using it. Usually you'd expect to hear that frying noise, but you know, I'm not worried at all because I can see that the egg is cooking straight away. It's just not doing that sizzling sound, which, you know, I'm sort of liking anyway. I like to cook my egg at a medium-high, as I've said, because with protein, if you're cooking it on high heat, it toughens up quite a bit. If you could see, everything's really just come together, and straight away I'm just going to fold it. I do that fold and then turn over. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is a classic thing for me to do. Oh, sorry, I can't do it with the camera holding. So when you've done that, you'll get these bits running off. Not to worry, because as soon as they touch the pan, they also coat at the bottom. Just lift them up and put them like so. I don't like to cook my eggs long at all, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over right now as well. And that's it. So 5 minutes, I'm going to switch off because I believe the heat there is enough just to cook that through. You could see that the oil is on the side. This pan is really good because usually the omelette just absorbs all the oil, especially that I'm using olive oil, and I didn't really put that much, or at least I don't think I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly do the sardine and just take this out. I could even take it out now. I don't really like the egg to toughen. Actually, I will take it off now. So 5 minutes. Okay, so I've done that. And there's the egg. Don't forget, it's still very hot, so if you're worried about the inside, that is going to continue to cook whilst you get ready. Okay, so that's been pickling, and I also added the scotch bonnet peppers. Now I'm just going to add the sardine. So just to recap, what's here is the onions, some salt, and just a little bit of lemon, or you can just go ahead and put however much lemon that you do wish to have. I did say that there was the olive oil and the sunflower. I'm just going to use the sunflower. And as I'm sure you know, there's enough oil in there. Okay, and that's all done. The sardines, you can go ahead and mix it. Some people would also break them up. I don't like to do so. I think you can do that in your own plate. So I didn't put both the tins there. I will just leave that there. I'm not sure what's going on with our breakfast routine this morning, so not to waste anything. But yeah, that's how it goes. And you can eat this with mayonnaise, ketchup, salad cream, whatever else. I have to say, I'm very traditional when it comes to this breakfast. I don't really add these condiments. I just go ahead and eat them as such. And then of course I took the bread out the oven. That's all done there. These things are really good to buy and have at home, especially when those times that you run out of bread. I know I do a lot, and I'm like, oh gosh, we ran out yesterday. So you can just open your cupboard, put these in the oven, 10 minutes and you're done. And there's the omelette. I'm not sure if you want me to cut it open. Not that you need to see anything, but you know, not dry at all. Yep. Okay, there we have it. Thank you for watching.